Because if I asked you and put you on the spot, what is something that is holy? What makes something holy? What does holy even mean? And we'd struggle with that, I'm sure. Something to do with God, we would say, with Elohim or something. But, what makes it that? So he says, first of all, that we are to be whatever that is because he is. Okay, Leviticus 19, he says, tell the children of Israel to be kadosh, be kodesh. Right? We call it the Ruach HaKodesh, right? The Holy Spirit. So, because he is, whatever that is. Now that makes a lot of sense in all the other verses we've read over the years that tell us we're supposed to be transforming from what we are into what he is. So one of the key elements of what he is that he is holy. He is set apart. And some of you are thinking, what do you mean other Elohim? Isn't there only one? Well, they're all that which is worshiped, whether it's pagan or true, are called Elohim, the mighty ones. And so whether we're talking about this pantheon of gods or that pantheon of gods, whatever, they would all be under the catch-all phrase of Elohim. That's why he says, I am Yahweh, your Elohim. He says, worship me and not the false Elohim. And so he wants us to know that he is set apart. What does that mean again? Different in an open and discernible way from those false Elohim. Distinguished from other Elohim. But what is righteousness? Very simple. It's doing what's right. But not just doing what's right in anybody's eyes or according to anybody's understanding, but according to Yahweh. So he is set apart, discernibly different in what he establishes as right and wrong. So you have all experienced this too when you talk to other people about what you now think is right and wrong and what they might think is right and wrong. So this is part of being set apart, is that we have a set apart, different, openly discernible way of seeing right and wrong. But not just any way of doing it, a way that aligns with our Creator. You're not going to lean on yourselves anymore. Instead, you're going to lean on Yahweh, the set apart one of Israel, and you're going to do this in truth. So what's he mean in truth there? What did we talk about in the verse that says he's looking for those that would seek to worship him in spirit and truth? What's truth? The mechanics, the actual actions, the works of belief. So he says, you will now lean on Yahweh, the set apart one of Israel, in your actions, in your walking out the belief. In other words, no hypocrisy, no false whatever. You're going to do this in truth. You're actually going to do the mechanics of this. And you're not going to do it in a hypocritical way. They're going to realize that that's what Yahweh said would happen. Look, don't only believe in your Creator because of miracles and wonderful things in your life. When all the bad things that he said would happen, believe that too. When he says, if you do this bad thing's gonna happen, and then it does, and you see that play out all throughout the scriptures. All the things he said, if you do this bad stuff will happen, guess what? They were dumb, they did it, and then the bad stuff happened. But that should build the strength of your belief, just like the redemptive things, like pulling them out of Egypt and splitting the sea and all that other stuff. His scattering them, which he says to Moses he would do, way back then, is part of the strengthening of our belief. Jeremiah had the same problem, right? He's prophesying, they don't want to hear what he says, so some other guy claimed to be a prophet stood up and said what they wanted to hear. No different. Same thing with you guys with teachers out there. Oh, don't teach me in things and tell me what is right. He says, I want to hear smooth stuff. I want you to tell me that what I want to do is okay to do. And how I want to be is okay to be, and that Yahweh knows my heart and blah, 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 blah. Listen, the next time you say that phrase, you need to hear screaming in your ears, yes, he does, so you should be afraid of that. He does know your heart. So he knows you're trying to spin whatever's going on to your advantage. He knows you're trying to justify what is not justifiable. He knows you're rational lying about something. So yes, he knows your heart. So be careful, I think is a good warning here, to be careful who you're listening to, what you're listening to, what they're trying to get you to do. Are you surrounding yourself with smooth words and deceit? Ear tickling, as other places refer to that, is the same thing being talked about here. Saying what you want to hear. Oh, I think we should just all sit down and sing Kumbaya and everybody should just love on each other because after all, we all believe in Messiah. Well, so does the devil and the demons and everybody else. I'm sorry, but believing in Messiah does not set you apart. In other words, believing that he exists. Believing in Messiah and changing your life because of that belief. Now that makes a difference. That sets you apart. By the way, let's stop here real quickly in 41. Just want to point out for all those who think I'm so mean. 41:14. Do not fear, you worm Jacob, you men of Israel. By the way, some of you are thinking, well, that's not a big deal. He calls them a worm, like they're spineless. No. That Hebrew word means like maggots that live in dead things, okay? So it's like that, those bugs that live in dead creatures. That's what he's calling them. Feeding on death. You worm, you maggot. So you guys are like, oh, you're so mean. I don't know. Yahweh just called Israel a bunch of maggots. I just have to go with my wife, because, what can I do? I'm her husband. I don't know, be a husband. Be a man. Tell her to get over whatever it is that she's whining about and get her thumb out of her mouth and change her diaper and get her whatever. Look, I know you guys hate when I say that, but you need to hear that because that's the image I have when I deal with you, and I think that's the image he has when he deals with you when you're doing that. It's like, for crying out loud, grow up. I don't know what else to say. You can't be set apart acting like a baby. Because you can't be discernibly different in a world not his. Go listen to that teaching, right? Peace in a world not his. As a baby, because as a baby, you will not have what you need to stand up and be different in the moments where you need to be different. It takes a strength of an adult to do that. The reason you are here where you are, why he has opened your eyes so that you can be a set apart people, part of a set apart nation. All right? Discernibly different, openly and obviously different. Not in every single thing. I mean, you still do a lot of things that other human beings do. But some of the things that they do and you do are different, especially when it comes to your belief system. The days you keep are different. How you eat is different. How you behave is different. What you understand to be right and wrong is different. And it should be open and obvious that you are different.